All right, folks. So I've titled this course Get on Your Feet, Brother. And it's about being the guy you want to be. So in the modern world, there are a lot of men who want to understand how they can live a more purposeful life, how they can have a sense of direction and drive toward, their personal evolution. They want to feel important, they want to feel valued, and that's an internal and external thing. You want to have a feeling of value and self-esteem within yourself, and at the same time, it's normal to want to be appreciated and valued by others. And with this course, I'm hoping to, impact the listener in a way that they can start making steps toward doing that. And you'll live a more fulfilled and satisfied life, I think. So, with that said, let's get into it. So, what you will learn here. So, in this course, I'm going to teach you some philosophical tips from, professionals and people who have been, very successful in their careers. Things that I've, learned throughout my time, self-improving and going through my evolution that inspired me. I'm going to talk to you about things to consider about your health, your diet, your hygiene, and with it, in terms of health, I'm talking about mental health, emotional health, physical health, and your exercising habits, and then general lifestyle tips. So the idea is that you'll be able to, you know, develop each of these realms of your life, and together that will create a stronger you. It's almost like in the show Power Rangers, when all the Power Rangers combine, they create the Zords. So work on each area of your life, and then together they make a stronger you. Okay. So we're talking about things that modern men may struggle with. Um, I found that they boil down to, some pretty basic concepts. These are the ones that I'm gonna cover here because I think they, developing the skills to deal with these issues will make you a better man for it. So, we want to talk about who you really are, your identity. We want to talk about self-confidence and self-esteem, and developing that is so important because when you feel good about yourself, you feel good about, you can feel good about the world around you, about the work you do, your lifestyle, your habits, all that. We're going to talk about girls in the dating game because, you know, the dating game, it's modified, each generation. And in the 21st century, we're seeing new trends and patterns, and with social media and just like interpersonal dynamics with this like digital age, everybody's texting each other on devices and stuff. So there's ways that you can improve your life that'll make that a lot easier, to help you navigate that. And then talk about finances and your budget. So for men, a lot of times we are coached, or even maybe internally we feel like we're meant to be providers, for our community, for our society, our families and friends, relationship. It feels good as a man to be able to provide, and having financial resources at your disposal, and developing a stockpile of that. It feels good because it's like, okay, I got a little money to support myself. That alone is great, because then it's like I can make it in this world. And then when you get a little more money, you're like, okay, I can help people out if they need help, and I can invest in things, I can create a business. So we're going to talk about finances and a budget, why that's important. So the goal of the course is for you to become a better version of you. And so I want you to have a well-rounded life. I want you to, get around better and have better relationships, day to day. For you to feel better about yourself and have tools to keep your self-esteem at a healthy level. That's, like I said, that's so key, to have a good self-esteem and self-identity. That's an awesome feeling. For you to feel, for you to really examine your life, and so there's that old quote about the unexamined life. You have to examine your life every, at different points in your life, or at least I believe you should. And it helps you evolve, because you'll find your strengths and your weaknesses and be able to build your weaknesses into more strong aspects of yourself. And then I want you to be able to use what you have already to create more in your life. So wherever you are in your life, let's meet right there and let's build up from there. We come from so many different walks of life and backgrounds. Everybody has a different stack of cards they're dealt. And then as we, grow and evolve and navigate through life, we end up in these opportunities, or we create opportunities, and we're like, where are we going from here? I want you to be able to start from wherever you are in your life and just make a better version of you. So the key here is integration. So like I said, with the working on the different aspects of your diet, your hygiene, your physical health, mental health, emotional health, studying and learning about the philosophies of life from people who've gone there, been there, done that. I want to put all that together so that it creates, like I said, a stronger, more well-rounded you. And so the more of these things you have running well at the same time, it seems like the easier life seems to be. You seem to be in a sort of flow. That's what we're trying to get there, And so the course I'm offering is $50, and that's basically like having dinner for two people. So my thing is, spend some time with me and see if I don't impact some area of your life or multiple areas of your life. I really want to help you transform into a better man. And so if I don't, hey, I have to take you to dinner or something. But really, the goal here is like, it's cheap, it's affordable, and I want you to be able to go to the next level of your life so that, you can keep pushing forward. You don't have to look back at times where you keep faltering and failing and stuff, and you're consistently able to have a positive life where you feel good about yourself in the different areas of your life. So let's get into it, and I'll see you guys in the next videos.